What's up guys, Matt and Blake from the Football Boots team, and today is the day. 2 years in the making and 2 years in the waiting. We have got the brand new Mercurial boots coming in from Nike, the Superfly 6 and the Vapor 12s. Two incredible football boots which we can't wait to show you. Are you ready?
Of course.
Let's do it.
A lot of you guys have been seeing on Instagram Nike posting images like this, so animal inspired themed, of the Mercurial Superfly 6 and the Vapor 12 coming out. In this picture here, this is the image of what you'll see on the Superfly 6. We won't reveal it now, we'll reveal it at the end of the video, so make sure to watch the whole thing. And this, yes, this is the Superfly 1. This was the first gen Superfly 1. Came out in 2009, was a very popular football boot. It introduced with those flywire cables across the entire upper there. Very responsive for the boot in its time. Then for the 2010 FIFA World Cup, they released this. This is one of the most iconic football boots of all time, especially by Nike Football. That grey and orange colorway with that sort of speed motion graphic on the back of the boot. Very nice football boot. And this is the Superfly 3 a year later. This is the Cr7 Edition, the Safari Edition. As you can see, it's got that animal print on there. Nice little sketch there. And the Superfly 4 for the 2014 FIFA World Cup. This is a sensational boot. It introduced Flyknit for the first time. Very responsive. I'm a massive fan of the Superfly 4. And this is the Forged to Greatness side of the Cr7 Edition. The Superfly 5 came out in 2016, the Spark Brilliance Edition for the Euros. Now, what picture is this?
This is the very first picture that you guys have seen of the brand new Nike Mercurial Superfly 6. What a boot history Blake has just gone through. Now, looking at those boots, one of the main features of every Superfly is the sole plate. We've seen carbon fiber, we've also seen contour plates, but for the first time on a Superfly, we have now got a split plate system on the Superfly 6. As we can see, Nike say it's got an anatomical speed system, which is that split design, which is there to mimic the sole of a cheetah. So very speed themed. And the thing is, it actually reminds me a lot of the Nike Mercurial Vapor 3s. A lot of boot collectors actually love the Vapor 3s, says it's one of their favourite boots of all time, and this split plate system actually looks so similar to that, something which I really love. And of course, one of Blake's favourite features of a football boot is that iridescent effect going all over the coating. But guys, I think we have teased you for long enough. The next click, we are going to be revealing the whole Superfly 6 for the very first time, so Blakey, take it away.
These are the Mercurial Superfly 6 and they look sensational. The Superfly 5 was a sensational football boot, but the Superfly 6, I'm so excited. I really want a pair. Colorway wise, they've gone for that total orange from the Fast AF pack and a bit of iridescent touch on that sole plate there. Black on the back of the boot. Maddie, what do you think?
Guys, these are absolute fire. Nike have smashed it to pieces with their Superfly 6. When the Flyknit Ultras came out, I said hands down, these are the best football boots on the market, maybe ever created of all time.
Yeah.
And these Superfly 6s have taken the Flyknit Ultras, but taken them to a whole new level. The upper looks 10 out of 10. The sole plate, 10 out of 10. The collar has even been shortened, and for the first time ever, we have got a 360-degree Flyknit technology. So the upper is full Flyknit, even underneath the sole plate, which the Flyknit Ultra doesn't even do. But guys, this is the first look at them, but now we're going to go into all the tech specs to show you guys exactly what it's all about.
So you guys and girls watching, you would have noticed that the collar has changed dramatically. This is the Superfly 5 Spark Brilliance Edition, and the collar was pretty much the same as on the Superfly 4. Pretty high up the ankle there. But now on the Superfly 6, the collar has shortened to about where Cr7 prefers it. And there's a little tab on the front. Why is there a little tab on the front? It helps to put on the boots much easier. Maddie, what do you think of the collar?
I really enjoy this little adaptation that Nike have actually made. The Superfly 5, quality pair of football boots. I liked them and you guys absolutely loved them. But my one concern with them was the collar height. It was just way too tall for me. Obviously, it was the first example of a dynamic fit collar that Nike have actually produced. Since then, we've seen the Obra 2 have a little different shape, and also the same with the Phantom 3. So now on the Superfly 6, it's actually got a little bit lower, just like Cr7's. But alongside the collar, there's also been a massive change to the upper. The collar's improved, so has the upper as well.
Well, the upper itself has still got Flyknit. So Flyknit on the 4, on the 5, and now it's still on the 6. It's the best upper material you can pretty much have on a pair of football boots. In this case, it's still very thin. It's very paper thin. That's what you want on the Superfly 6. But what do we see? What do we see on the upper there? What is that texture we're looking at?
Well, it's actually very similar to the Flyknit Ultras. Now, what Nike actually did with the upper of the Flyknit Ultra was combine the Flyknit with the Nike skin. So it's actually blended together, which is very similar to what they've done on the Superfly 6. Now, on the Ultra, those ridges go horizontally, but on the Superfly 6, they now go down towards the toe. So in terms of getting friction at the ball, they're going to give you that perfectly. Nike actually do say that those ribs are there for high-speed dribbling to keep the ball very closely under control.
And as well as that, we also again have ACC, All Conditions Control technology, on the upper there. So pretty much the same as the 4 and 5.
So from a top-down view, which is one of my favourites because it can give you a good insight into how these boots are actually going to fit, we can see that the fit might be actually quite wide-fitting, which is very rare for a Superfly boot. Blake could never wear a previous Superfly because his feet were just too wide. But just like the Flyknit Ultras, the fit is actually quite forgiving for the wider foot types. But alongside the fit from the top-down view, we can also see that Nike have given the Superfly 6 some brand new swooshes in a brand new position. This time they're not solid ticks, they've actually given it a little graphic which looks very speed themed, going with the Superfly 6 perfectly, and also it's now across the toe instead of at the sides of the boot. But alongside the front swoosh across the toe, what are the other differences?
So the other differences as well, inside the boots on the sock liner, we also again have that Nike grip technology on that sock liner there. But another change we see on the little tab on the dynamic fit collar is that you see Superfly 360. 360 meaning that's 360 Flyknit going around onto the sole plate. Now this next picture is probably the biggest design difference. Now this is the heel of the boots. Again, like I mentioned at the start of the video, that M Mercurial logo is featured on the back of the two boots. The left and the right actually look different, they're not symmetrical. So on the left solo, you can see that the Mercurial logo is sort of on the left side, you can't really see it, but on the right side of the Mercurial logo is right there, you can see the text there. So they're not actually symmetrical, but I really rate the design. What do you think of the design?
I actually do rate the design. One thing for me, that front Nike swoosh across the toe is going to take some getting used to because I think it is a little bit different. Yep. But I have to say, I love that Mercurial logo across the back, and I love how underneath where it says Mercurial, it says engineered for speed. Yep. A little touch, but I think it's going to go a long way to emphasize the theme of speed for the Superfly 6. And we've also, of course, as we said, got that on the sole plate with that brand new anatomical speed system. But guys, can you spot the difference on screen now? To me, that pretty much looks like the Superfly 6, which we've just been talking about.
It is the Superfly 6, isn't it?
Well, it's not the Superfly 6. In fact, this is the brand new Vapor 12. This is your first look at it. It does look exactly the same as the Superfly 6, but there is a slight difference, which is what, Blake?
There's two main differences. One is that collar at the back of the boot. You don't have the dynamic fit collar. It's got the sort of standard low-cut design, very similar to what you saw on the Flyknit Ultra. And the second major difference is the price point. Now, the Superfly 5 was £250, but the Superfly 6, no, hasn't gone up to 270, hasn't gone up to 280. Like what you saw with Adidas and the Nemesis, it's actually gone down £20. It's down to £230. Such a good move. And what is the price point on the Vapor 12? It's actually gone up £10. So it's £210, and the Superfly 6 is £230 because there are such little differences between the two boots. So Matty, if I had to give you the option, the Superfly 6 or the Vapor 12, what would you go for? Well, the first thing is, I do love how the price point is now very similar because literally the only difference is that collar. Yep. Even if the Vapor 12 was a little bit more money, just say that was the most expensive one compared to the Superfly 6, I would say the Vapor 12 is still for me because me personally, I just prefer football boots without a collar, and I know that a lot of you guys, especially the younger footballers, you actually like boots with collars. So if that is your personal preference, then go ahead. But what we want to know is, which one would you actually go for? So vote in the poll card now. I've gone Vapor 12. Blake is going to go with the Vapor 12.
But it doesn't end there for the brand new Mercurials, because Nike have also created some turf and also indoor street footwear for those types of players, just like Tommy with the futsal. So what are we looking at now? So we're looking at the Mercurial X Proximo and the Mercurial X Finale. So unlike what we saw in the Superfly 5 and the Mercurial X Proximo 2, these boots are actually vastly different. They don't have Flyknit. Again, they don't have Flyknit. So on the Mercurial X Proximo, it has that same collar, the dynamic fit collar, the same height as what we see on the Superfly 6, but the upper innovation is a Nike Hyperscreen technology. And the Mercurial X Finale has a standard low-cut design like what you see on the Vapor 12, and the soles, they're just a standard rubber cushioning design. Very lightweight indoor futsal shoes. If you wanted a more robust design,
maybe get something like the Tempo X Finale or the Magista X Finale. These are lightweight speed indoor shoes.
So the brand new Mercurials are now released. That's the Superfly 6 and the Vapor 12. But what does that mean for Nike's headline players? Well, Blakey has put together the Dream Mercurial 11. So Blakey, take it away.
So the players that are going to be headlining this new Mercurial Superfly 6 and the Vapor 12 is Alexis Sanchez, Marco Asensio, Felipe Coutinho, Dani Alves, Ousmane Dembele, Stefan El Shaarawy, Eden Hazard, Isco, Kylian Mbappe, Neymar, Paulino, CR7, Leroy Sané, and Saul Niguez. And the women's players that we're headlining it is Tobin Heath, Leka Martins, Megan Rapinoe, and Samantha Kerr. And this is the Mercurial 11 I've made. And surprisingly, there's only 2 Superflies in there. So I think most professional players will prefer the Vapor 12 over the Superfly 6. Me and Maddie are the same, definitely.
Guys, we were literally about to wrap up the video when a knock on the door comes. Who is it? The postman with our brand new Superfly 6. So for anyone who has stayed around for this part of the video, you are now going to see the Superfly 6 for the first time alongside me and Blake. So here we go. I feel just as lucky as you guys for actually seeing these as well. Blake, first impressions.
First impressions, I mean, I looked at the pictures. I'm really excited to try these out. They're in your size. I think you're gonna love these.
Guys, these are absolute fire. The first thing that springs to my mind is just how seamless these are. Yep. The Flyknit Ultras were seamless. The Superfly 5s were seamless, but I've never seen a football boot just as seamless as this in terms of a sock feeling boot. Yep. This is it, epitomized perfectly, and that sole plate is stuff of absolute dreams.
So one little thing I've seen on the sole plate, you get it on a lot of Adidas models, is that the chrome finish will wear off with use over time. So this iridescent effect will actually wear off over time, just something to note with these launch Superfly 6 models.
Guys, we have got the boots in hand now. They're my size, as Blake said, so I'm going to chuck these on. I'm going to go down to the pitch in about an hour's time. I'm going to do a review for these for you guys. So on our channel, coming up hopefully by the weekend, we are going to have a full test and review for you to just show you guys just how well performing these boots actually are. They look amazing, but are they going to be amazing? That is a wrap for today, guys. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it as always.
We'll see you next time.